I know you are wondering why I had this fancy hat on. It's because we're going to celebrate. July 21st is Pollo de Brasa Day. Now, what does that mean? It's Peruvian chicken. It's our most popular dish. It's so popular it has its own day. We're going to take that chicken dish, we're going to put it on top of French fries, add a little jalapeno verde sauce on top of it, and a little feta cheese. Let's go ahead and get that started. Now, this is going to be a 2-day process. We've got to marinate our chicken for at least a day. What we're going to do, we're going to start off with the whole chicken. It's about 4 pounds, and we're going to take out the backbone. Now, that was really easy. Okay. Now we're going to take our thing here, and we want to just break that breast in half in the back. That way it's nice and flat. All right, simple enough. Now we're going to make our marinade.
Look at how that chicken leg looks just about like Scott did whenever we had that last big ice.
That was not very nice. All right, we're gonna take these chicken. We're gonna turn that up. All right, now.
Yep, that's it.
That's
the pose.
All right, let's make our marinade. We're gonna take 1/4 a cup of dark brown sugar. So we're gonna start out with. Okay. To that, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. It's got a lot of garlic in it, but that's one of the reasons that I was like, oh, this looks so good. We're going to have 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1½ teaspoons of smoked paprika, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of fresh lime juice, and 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. I'm just going to give that a nice mix. And I'm going to take a nice little pastry brush here, and our beautiful chicken that we cut with such tender loving care, we're going to take and we're just going to spread this over the entire chicken. We'll make sure that we get every single little nook and cranny, and we want to make sure that we use all of our marinade. This will give us a great flavor. This chicken originally was cooked as a rotisserie style chicken. We're going to use ours. We're going to cook ours in a cast iron skillet. So it's going to make it easy for you at home, and easy for us here at our home. Once we get all the marinade in, we're going to cover it, and we're going to stick it in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours. We want to make sure that all this kind of soaks into our chicken. All right. In 12 hours, we'll see you. All right, it is day 2. Our chicken has marinated in the refrigerator. I'm going to take it and stick it on a cast iron pan here. going to get it to where it sits flat as fast as we can. Actually, let's just do it like that. Perfect. It's beautiful. We've got some garlic cloves. They got a little bit of paper on them. That's okay. We're just going to throw them in there. We preheated our oven to 425 degrees, and we're going to put this in the oven and we'll let it bake for 45 to 50 minutes. We want to make sure that whenever we put a thermometer into chicken breast or into the thigh, it's going to read 165 degrees. Okay, now we're going to make our sauce. And our sauce, our base is going to start off with some cilantro here. We put our cilantro in some water there, especially after you buy it. It kind of makes it perk up if it's not looking too great in the store. But anyway, we're going to start off with 2 cups of cilantro, just roughly. We're going to stick it in a blender. Now, I forgot to mention a while ago, while you're cooking your chicken in the oven, it's going to get brown on top. This is the brown sugar. If it's too brown for you, partway through you can go ahead and take some aluminum foil on top. That'll keep it from crisping up a lot. All right. Well, I really tore that up, didn't I? Great job. All right. Got 2 cups down the inside. We're going to put in there 1/4 a cup of feta cheese. If you can find cojita cheese, feel free to use that. 1/4 a cup of mayonnaise. This is the sauce that's going to go on top of our fries. We're going to do 4 teaspoons of minced garlic. We may use this a little heavy-handed because we like our garlic. 1/4 a teaspoon of sea salt. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. People always used to comment about when we owned the food truck about, oh, we like to make that recipe at home. Well, this is actually a pretty simple recipe compared to what we used on the truck. A lot of those recipes were 4, 5, 6 recipes combined to create one. And then we're going to add to that the juice of 1 lime. And the star of the show, 1 jalapeno. I know Mom's looking forward to that. I'm going to take out just a few seeds because I know she doesn't like a little spice.
I just don't like my mouth to go numb.
Well, nothing wrong with that every once in a while. The spice. Stick that in there. That is it. We're going to turn this on. Blend it. All right, now this is good as it is. But one of the secrets I learned a while back while cooking, especially if you do meat, steaks, and a lot of sauces, is add just a little bit of white pepper, a little bit of garlic powder. There's salt. We're only going to add about 1/8 of a teaspoon of each. And it's just going to give it an extra little warmth to it. I know that sounds weird, but both of them just gives a little bit of warmth or a little bit extra, what's the word I want to use?
Heat.
Well, not heat, but it gives a little bit extra complexity to the flavor. And that kind of helps out. But you don't need a lot. An eighth to 1/4 of a teaspoon of that. All right, we are finished with this step. We're now going to make a little bit of seasoning for our French fries that we put on as soon as the fries come up. And it's nothing special. This is part of me making a mess, and I'm really good at it.
Yep.
All right, we're going to do equal parts. 1/4 a teaspoon of smoked paprika. 1/4 a teaspoon of garlic powder. 1/4 a teaspoon of white pepper. And 1/4 a teaspoon of sea salt. We'll give that a nice mix there. And this is the seasoning mix that we're going to stick on our fries as soon as they come out of the deep fryer. It's a great mixture. My brother absolutely loves it. So, all right. Set that up to the side and we're going to start our French fries. Okay, for our French fries, we've got there's just two of us, so we're just going to do 4 small potatoes. We're going to cut these in about 1-inch pieces. We're leaving the skin on. I like the skin on them. You can take it off if you want. And we're going to stick them in some cold water. Once we're done, that's going to get rid of some of that starch. And they're not all going to be the same size, but you want to get them as close as you possibly can, so that way they all cook evenly and easily. That's about a quarter by a quarter, or more like a steak fry. But we're going to let these sit in the water after we get them cut for 30 minutes. Okay, we've let these set for 30 minutes. We're now going to stick them on a paper towel so they can dry just a little bit, because you definitely don't want these being wet going into your deep fryer. Now we have our deep fryer here. We have used peanut oil. We prefer peanut oil. I know some people are allergic to it, but it doesn't give a residue on your food and it doesn't change the flavoring of your food. It is more expensive, but it lasts longer, so it doesn't get bad as quickly. So we always use peanut oil. We're going to take our basket. We've got it set at $300. However, we're going to have this set at 300 degrees. Now with this, we're going to do a double fry method called a double fry method. So I'm just going to go ahead. We don't want to put that in the oil. I'm going to go ahead and put some fries on our basket here. For the amount of potatoes we had, I'm probably going to do this twice. And we're going to par cook these. So we're going to cook this at 300 degrees for roughly 4 to 6 minutes. We make sure that it's nice and soft on the the fries become nice and soft. Okay, now to know when your fries are done, you can see they're not crispy yet. They're not crispy or golden brown on the inside, but you can take your knife there and it's going to go in see how easy that goes in? They're soft, because our goal is to make it crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. So go ahead and put this in another bowl and let that grease drain off. I'm going to take this basket, I'm going to wait for our temperature to become 300 degrees again, and I'm going to repeat the same process. Alright, our second batch here is completely done. We put these over here on this to let it drain a little bit more. Goes out of there. We're now going to, oh wait, we have one that escaped. That's not right. We're going to set our temperature to 350 degrees. We're going to let that warm up, and then we're going to cook it for another 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Our oil is now at 350. We're going to again cook this. We want to make it nice and crispy on the outside. This is going to take, like I said, 3 to 5 minutes, or however long you wanted to do it to make it nice and crispy. Our timer just went off. So our chicken is now done. And if you can tell, I got my trusty adventure hat on, or as we like to call it, the mowing and the gardening hat. But I like the great adventure hat more. Sounds like more fun. All right, our chicken is done. It smells wonderful. We got a little garlic cloves there. Our chicken we got a nice little crispy skin on the outside. We're going to let that cool just for a second. Our French fries have become that nice golden brown. And I'm going to stick that in our basket. Got a couple of ones that have escaped. Stick those in the basket. I'm going to take a little bit of our salt, this mixture that we made earlier, and just sprinkle it across that. It's going to give it just a little bit of saltiness. Smoked paprika, salt, garlic pepper, and white pepper and garlic powder. And now we're going to cook the rest of our French fries. Okay, while those are frying, we're going to go ahead and get started on one plate of French fries here. Just going to stick our fries across the bottom here. Take our fork and cut into our chicken. Look how nice and juicy that is. I'm going to stick that on my fries. And I want to make sure I get some of that skin. The skin's going to have a lot of flavor to it. Even if I have to use my fingers. We're going to take a little bit of our sauce. Now this has got a little spicy kick, so you got to be careful with that. A little sauce over our chicken. And I like spicy. So we're just going to add a little bit more of our cheese across the top, our feta cheese. I'll add a few more fresh jalapenos across the top. And just a little bit of cilantro. And there we have it. We have a Peruvian chicken french fries with a spicy jalapeno sauce. It looks delicious, and it is delicious. Give this recipe a try.